What's going on? Super Nintendad here. Welcome back to the Nintendo Rewind YouTube channel. That's right, we are over here. I'm not alone though. It turns out I'm here with Cody Christensen. How the heck are you?
I'm doing good. You butchered my last name though.
Yeah, I sure did.
Just being rude. No, I'm doing really good. We just went head to head for a members only video and I came out the winner. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen that video and who isn't going to yet until they go sign up on the membership page, nintendorewind.com, and then click on support the show. But I'm doing well. Chris, how are you doing after taking that defeat? Are you still okay?
I'm gonna do all right. I'll probably, once we're done recording this, I'll probably cry for a good half hour, but it's, every once in a while it's good to get a good cry in,
It truly is. It's refreshing for the soul. You're probably going to go home and cry just like all the second placers and the third placers and then the no placers at the actual Nintendo World Championships in 1990.
Yep, I'm gonna cry into my Power Glove.
Oh no! Let me ask you. After this, early impressions of the video. Are you going to be just like the kid with the Power Glove and just be saying it's so bad?
It's just so bad.
From the Wizard, it's a throwback reference.
So bad. Exactly. Yes.
Oh man.
But so based on the intro, we're and probably the thumbnail and the title, we're here to talk about our first impressions. We got it. This is 2 days. Well, the day after. I guess 2 days based on the time we're recording, but it's the day after Nintendo World Championships NES edition just came out, and we both got it. You got the physical version. You've been battling with this game since trying to get it out of the box. Nobody said the championship started with the box, but and I got the digital version. This is out on the Nintendo Switch. It is not a voucher game because it's only $29.99. But yeah, you can go ahead, play it yourself. You can go get it now. I mean, play it while you're listening to us talk about it if you want, or listen to us talk about it and see if you think it sounds like something you might thoroughly enjoy, or maybe not. I guess let's just start off with what this game is, and then after that we can go ahead jump into our impressions of the game.
Absolutely.
But, yeah. Do you want to tell us what it is, or you want me to tell you?
I can tell the people what it is. So, NES World Championships, my apologies, I keep wanting to call it that because it's so closely related to the NES remix in so many ways. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition is really a game that is based on the 1990 original Nintendo World Championships that were held in California. If you've watched The Wizard with Fred Savage from way back in the day, you'll have a good idea of what kind of game you're jumping into. It's a bunch of speedrun challenges with a twist on some of those being, you might play as Mario and you've got to break 20 blocks, or you might play as Link and you've got to defeat 4 Octoroks within a specific amount of time, and your timer is all that matters in this game. But there's 150 plus challenges across 13 games that encompass the best of the best that Nintendo for the NES had to offer back in the day. And I mean, it's just a big nostalgia trip. There's couple different modes, couple different things, and we'll talk about those here in a moment. But genuinely a solid game. Not to give away too much of my impressions there, but I've enjoyed it pretty well. But Chris, what about you? What's your main thought on this game to kind of lead into the actual impressions?
Yeah. So I think if it wasn't what was it? Not only obviously The Wizard, everyone's favorite commercial for Super Mario Brothers 3, but the if it wasn't for summer games done quick, awesome games done quick, it's just like really opened up not only like me watching speed runs that I wouldn't really watch before, but then also just playing the game as you can just imagine just like playing through the game. I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and play it, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to enjoy it. But something about like playing through, seeing the score that you got and the time that you have, and then realizing, oh, if I just, I think I could improve my time there, and if it wasn't so quick to let you restart, that would be something where I'd be like, okay, I don't think I really need to keep worrying about this. But the fact that it's like so quick that it's just like instantaneously, you're just automatically back and doing it again, goes ahead and got me to play it for a couple of hours. How about you?
Dude, I felt the same way. Like that was one of my initial big takeaways whenever I started up the game was I was very surprised at how quickly I was jumping back into the challenge. I was live streaming it for my very first experience, and one of the users there, Calamity Nolan, he had said, it's crazy how fast you can load a 30-year-old game, and I kind of laughed because I mean, like in all reality, like there's no reason it shouldn't load fast, especially on the hardware that we have today, but it's just kind of impressive at how quickly it gets you straight back into the challenge and loads the state for where you're wanting to be. I'm with you. There is something that is extremely addicting to getting that time down from whatever rank that you end up getting prior, the first time that you end up trying it out. One of the big things there is just this game kind of leaves you feeling like a winner almost every time, no matter how good or how bad you do. Because the ranks start at B, and then they go B plus, and then it goes B plus plus, and then you get A plus, A plus plus, and then you get that coveted S rank, which is what every speedrunner, every person who's going to be picking up this game is going to want to try to get, is the S tier rank in each of these challenges. What I also really like about this game is like default, it gives you a view of what your personal best is, so you can kind of see, hey, am I actually improving? And then kind of seeing it go, yes, you got that S rank, you did improve, you've done some work, you're impressive. It is a reward in and of itself. The main single player mode is by far the place that I think most players will be spending the most time. There are two other modes in this game, and do you remember what those are titled, Chris?
Yeah, so it starts off with speedrun mode, and then there you can just pick each individual, not only like level, but then what game and what you can like pick which one you want to do. You just do that one, and then they got the World Championships, which is there's different challenges. Right now, there's just the one challenge where there are 5 5 different games where you got to do each one differently. Where it's like, oh, you got to get a mushroom in Mario, you got to beat all the enemies in Zelda, then you got to make it to the flagpole in World 1-1. It's like a bunch of different things, and then not only that, but then while you're doing that, you're also doing it with the ghosts of not only the different people playing, but also you can also do the ghosts with, like, you might see your friends pop up if your friend has been doing it. You'll see that on there, and so you go through all those challenges, and then they got survival mode, which is 3 different games, and they got like a silver division and a gold division, and in the championships you're gonna play each one, and and then once you get to survival mode, there's like ghost competitors, and it is there's 8 players playing at the same time, so there's 8 screens all going at the same time. You all start at the same time, go at the same time. You get one turn. You get your best turn for the first one, for first game, and then it eliminates 4 of the people. And then you do the second game, it eliminates 2 of the people, and then it's head to head with you and the final person It is not actually real people; it's just the ghost data.
Mhm.
But yeah, so and then the games are constantly changing there. For both the World Championships and the survival mode, they have Silver Division and Gold Division, and it's just harder if you want to get they got for Gold. They got normal difficulty, hard difficulty, and master. So those are the 3 different games that you're playing. But World Championships, they actually tell you how many people have participated in it. And so, that's who you're competing against. And as of right now, it's 140,000 people have
Holy
played.
cow. I'm one of 140,000. I will say that. I did not expect this game to get quite the expansive interest that it has in it. And it's not because they're not preying on our nostalgia in any way, right? But the thing is, I kind of expected its content with the fact that we're speedrunning challenges kind of being a detractor for a lot of people, maybe not wanting to pick up this game because they're not into speedrunning, or maybe timers are scary for them, or, whatever myriad of reasons they may have. But there are a lot of people out there who are picking this up and who are competing to the highest of their ability. I will say, out of the 3 main modes that are there, the mode that it is named after, the World Championship, we have yet to see results. The first results will hit on, I believe it's the 23rd, is when they'll end up making it into the actual world. But the mode that I liked the least is the World Championships mode, because you don't get that instant gratification of, oh, I did well enough, I placed XYZ place.
Right.
And maybe my opinion will change again. We're still only 2 days into its release. But I did really, really like the survival mode that you mentioned, where you start with 8 players, and then you got to place in top 4, and then you've got 4 players, and you got to place top 2, and then you go head to head with somebody. That is a fun mode, and there is also another option on the main title screen that we didn't mention, that neither of us have really had the chance to be able to touch, but it is very similar to the survival mode, and that is the party mode that's on there. And that is a local co-op only. It's not online. You can't go online and do that. But that is a local co-op only party mode, where it plays very similarly to the survival mode. But it doesn't have the ability to play online, and you're not racing against Ghost Data. You're actually racing against your friends in the same room. That part intrigues me, but the difficulty in finding 8 friends to come and hang out in my mid-30s is I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do that anytime soon. And that's one of my main gripes with this game, is that, and maybe one of my main gripes with Nintendo in most cases in general, is they do tend to favor asynchronous multiplayer in most of their video games, where it's you versus Ghost Data, or even in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it was you playing with Ghost Data players all across the world, and you seeing them exist. And I really would like to see more of a focus on opening up direct play, something like Super Mario Party had it included, Splatoon has it included. Games like that, I mean, there's no reason that they couldn't have done that with this, and I think it would give it just a little bit more leg room to grow and to be awesome. And who knows, maybe I'm putting the carriage before the horse here, but maybe we'll end up seeing that come in later DLC if Nintendo continues to support this, which I genuinely hope that they do. I have enjoyed my time with this game by far. It's too early to give it a full rating, but Chris, how are you feeling? What is your favorite mode to play?
Well, it's definitely the speed run mode. The one thing I will say is I don't think they'll touch this with new updates and things like that. I mean, they got the $60 games and $70 games where they haven't added anything. This one here, I just don't think they're gonna do anything with it. The one thing that I think would add a lot of replay value, for me at least, is if for each of these, even if they don't have a leaderboard for everyone, just let me compare my times for every single mode. It tells me my personal best and like the highest rank that I ever had. But like why won't they let me see like friends leaderboard?
That would
like
be
just
cool.
let me see what all my friends' scores are and times are. I feel like if we were to do that and be like, hey, this weekend, whoever gets the best times in these 3 modes, have like little get-togethers, and even if we're like in a voice chat talking, be like, oh, let's see who can get the best score in this game tonight while we're in Discord talking and doing stuff like that. But yeah, they let you look at your personal best replay, but the fact that in order to get the best score, it's like I gotta post it on Twitter, but in order to post on, I can just I guess I'll just type the time out because they got rid of the Twitter integration.
Yep. Yep.
That's more of a Twitter thing than anything else. But yeah, I'm really enjoyed what I played of it. It turns out one thing I realized playing this is that these games that I have fond memories of playing, I am glad that I'm still not playing them today.
I'm glad there's been some innovation.
Yeah, they've changed things up, it turns out.
They have. It's crazy. It's crazy what developers could do given, enough time, money, and resources. How much better things can get.
It's not the same game, yeah.
The original Metroid, that looks way different from Metroid 4 Beyond. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond that's getting ready to come out this upcoming year. So
yeah.
Oh man. There are a couple of small gripes that I still have with this game, even beyond the asynchronous multiplayer and not being able to do party mode with my friends. One of my other big complaints is that the game doesn't really tell you how close you are to being S rank in each challenge, and I'd really like to know what that cutoff is when I'm playing each challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you can give me my timer and you can give me my score, but maybe to the right, just give me how far I was off from an S rank split. And that's really what I think would attract me to continue playing this even more, is knowing what my goals are. Because not knowing how to get to it, that's not as big of a deal to me. Like, I struggled with Kirby in this game. Like, it was one of those things that, like, there's some tight timers, and it leads to a little bit of jank that's a little frustrating for me as a player, because I don't know how much better I can do. I'm like, I don't know how I could do this any faster. So that's one of my major complaints as far as that goes with this game. And do you have anything that you would like improved other than CM Friends leaderboard? Is there anything else that's on your list that says, hey, let's fix this and this game will be better?
There's, like you said, if I would be able to play online with my friends in party mode, that would be nice. But yeah, Nintendo, it's like, some of their games, they're like, here's online play for games that you wouldn't expect. Or like, games like ARMS have like really nice looking like lobbies where everyone's in the lobbies and then just pair off and do that. And then other games where it's just like, no, we just wanted you to play, like, get a bunch of people together and play. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. What do you mean? Me and my introvert friends want to hang out at our houses and meet up with each other. Yeah,
I don't have to go and let other people smell my feet, and you don't have to smell your own feet. You only have to smell your own feet. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Well, hold on a minute. Are we smelling feet here, or what are we?
If we're doing that, let's get together. Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh man, but no, like those are my big complaints, and I agree with you. I would like to see the friends leaderboards as well. I think it'd be a cool addition to this game. One of the things we glossed over that we didn't really talk about is the pin collection as well. How you feel about the pin collection? Is it something you care about?
The pin collection, the one thing I like about it is how you can like favorite one of them and add it to your profile, so that when people run into your ghosts, like that's your pin that they'll see. I think it having the pins though, I will say, has made me want to like try and get as many of them as I can. What about you? What do you think of the pins?
As far as the pin collections go, I've not been the biggest fan of achievements in general. I've never been a big achievement or trophy hunter, and this is Nintendo's attempt at like trying to get me enticed to worry about achievements or trophies. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's what it kind of feels like, is that while I am being rewarded for doing something cool in the game, they're not super difficult to get either. Like, you only have to get an A rank in most cases to get those. Now, granted, I haven't unlocked S rank and everything, so maybe there's some hidden S rank pins that I could see later on in the game. But you know, I could take it or leave it. Nintendo. I mean, there are people out there that are clamoring for Nintendo to add achievements, and maybe someday that'll happen with Nintendo Switch 2. I doubt it. That's just not their bread and butter. Could be wrong, but it's a good step in the right direction for those who do care about it.
Yeah, I would like if we would have been able to click on the pins and like look at them, like if they
that like would a 3D be element, kind of turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, Smash Brothers really spoiled me with that.
Yeah, but with the little amiibo-like trophies.
Yeah, just if you could just spin it around and then you just see the back pin where the pin connects. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I thought was very fascinating is like when you first load up, they're like, okay, you can enter a tag, which would be like, oh, I'm all about, Link's the Bomb or Luigi Obsessed. But then you can also go in and either pick NES games or Famicom games, mm-hmm. and it has like every single NES game from like, it's got like Yo Noid, yes. Jaws, it's got like so many games on here, and then you can just pick which one's your favorite, and then that will show up on your player card too when you're playing, mm-hmm. and people see on there too.
I do like that. What did you end up picking for your favorite NES game?
I picked, obviously, Punch-Out.
Ooh, Punch-Out's a good one. Mike Tyson or the one that they... Mr. Dream?
Mr. Dream, yeah. I picked Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Did they have it listed as Mike Tyson's in there in the options?
Well, they have both of them. They have both of them. They have them separately. And Mike Tyson's is under M, and then the other one's like Punch-Out under P.
We've made some crazy progress in history if the fact that, Nintendo's willing to acknowledge Mike Tyson's existence again.
Yeah, I know that's, yeah. It's fascinating. But it seems like it's just like, if we released it on the NES, it's here.
Yep. I did a little Nemo Dream Master is what I did. I checked out that game so much from my local video store when I was growing up, and I liked feeding the animals candy and then jumping inside of them and then becoming them. It was the early version of Cappy. Like it was the earliest form of Cappy. Feed them candy, become them. But
yeah.
I did. Yeah. I really liked that game, and to see it on the list, I was like, "You got to be kidding me! This is so cool." I will say the taglines at the beginning triggered me as a middle-aged millennial because the first thing it said was my parents are NES era or something like that. NES old.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'm NES old. What are you talking about? And then also at the very beginning. The very intro portion of the game where it says, let me see here. I want to make sure I quote this correctly. And it was, I'm pulling it up. Between the late 80s and early 90s, NES championships were held all across the world. The obstacle of visiting the venues in person may have made it difficult for many of you to see these spectacles firsthand, and some of you faced an even greater obstacle, not yet being born. And again, like it just talked about how old I am. And that's why they brought the championships to you. So
yeah. But I will say, like, having this and the way that they've handled it, I would love like an SNES, a Game Boy Advance version. I'll even take an N64.
Absolutely. I wanted to see more DLC with more NES games, not necessarily, these 13 only. I'd like to see more NES games get added to the catalog to kind of keep this alive and keep the player base coming back, because I think ultimately that's what they want to do, is keep people doing the championships each week, or however often they end up doing the championship mode, And I think it would give it some good legs. Am I confident that will happen? No, I'm not. I'm not. But Nintendo doesn't support their games that often unless it's Splatoon. But fingers crossed they end up putting out a good amount of DLC and keep us engaged in the months to come. Chris, as a first impression, we're gonna rate this on a scale of pass, play, or highly recommend. How are you feeling right now on those three options? Pass on it, play it, or highly recommend it?
I would say play it, as long as you're into the NES. I'll say play. Like, if you're not a big fan of like playing those old games, I know like some people aren't. My kids try to play some of the old games, but they can't really get into all of them. But as long as you can stomach going back and playing NES games, especially those Mario games, I would say play it. Yeah. How about you?
I'm kind of in that same boat. Like, the speedrunning side of it, I don't think that's everyone's cup of tea. I don't want that to scare people away from picking up this game, because it is a good nostalgia trip. If you are of the age that you have a fondness for NES games, and even if you're not of the age and you want to try out some NES games, this is not the first place I'd recommend trying those out. You've got a Nintendo Switch Online subscription for a reason. Use it. But if you have any kind of like for the NES games, I'm with Chris here. He has the right idea. Play it. It's hard to highly recommend because it is so niche, with it being such a speed running focus. But I don't think it's something that I would say necessarily pass on either. I wouldn't say pass on it. So go out and play it. This has been our impressions video for Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Just a real quick thought here as well. We are doing a giveaway of this game. If you've made it this far into the video, first off, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button, and let us know what you think about the game down below if you've already gotten it. If you don't have it, we're doing a giveaway of this game. Go over to our Twitter or our Threads page. There will be links in the About section for you to be able to go and follow those instructions, do those things. But you need to like the post, follow us on that social media page, and repost the post. And then make sure you're subscribed here on Nintendo Rewind on YouTube. That's all we ask. And we will be drawing a winner. What day, Chris?
Tuesday. That will be on the 23rd of July.
Wonderful. Get your entries in. It'll be one entry. Doesn't matter what platform you end up doing the post on. You're not going to be doubling up your entries by doing it on both Threads and Twitter. But no, we appreciate you if you do decide to do that and get the word out about the show. But without any further ado, you've heard it here first, folks. Go play it. Enjoy it. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. And we'll catch you on the flip side.